Hello and welcome. Today I'm in the tier 10 Soviet destroyer the Khabarovsk and I'm using these modules and commander skills. It's a match on the map Land of Fire and I spawned near the seaside and my team asked the Fletcher Khabarovsk to push into the sea cap. So I did, however it seems the Fletcher on my team is actually AFK, which means that I am pretty much alone on the sea cap and well, I am a Soviet DD, which means my concealment is really bad, especially considering my commander skills. Which means that I will simply have to rely on the fact that, or I have to hope that the enemy DD just does not come to the sea cap. Although, I can use the smokescreen, so if I do get spotted, I imagine I will try to utilize that. I tried to keep moving slightly at least, and I would like to be in a position where I don't get suddenly torpedoed. I mean, it's unlikely, because my concealment range is so bad that I should be spotted before anybody even thinks about, oh my god, that Hindenburg is AFK. That Hindenburg is AFK, so if I could get in range, I could actually shoot him quite a bit, especially once I get the cap zone. There would be absolutely nothing to lose if I were to shoot once I get the cap zone. And I actually kept the sea cap solo as a Khabarovsk. Excellent, and well, a DD just appeared and this Hindenburg stopped being AFK. I am spotted but nobody is aiming at me, so okay, now they are. So now it might be a good idea to try moving, but I'm gonna stand still. Maybe they will not shoot me properly, because who expects a Khabarovsk not to move while you fire at it? Nobody. Okay, so torpedoes missed, and I can see the Kagero, so I'll open fire on the Kagero instead. I mean, I got the cap zone, so everything's pretty much alright. I do wonder though why this Kagero didn't come to interrupt me, and why it took him so long to actually get here. My Fletcher is around though, so things are alright. So again, remember, like I've said pretty much every time on how to dodge with a Soviet DD, you see shells incoming and you start turning. You essentially need to change your movement pattern. That is, if you were going in a straight line before, start turning. If you were turning, go in a straight line. You know, something that's different from when they fired their guns. And that will essentially help you dodge most shells almost all the time. At least as long as one player is shooting at you. If multiple, then, well, there isn't all that much you can do. So the shots I'm taking right now are pretty much random. I just want to keep them off the sea cap. I don't really want to go and tank anything like the Fletcher is doing. At least not nearly as much as he does. But, you know, I'll still try to take some of the burden so that he doesn't just get deleted. Like these shells. I mean, it's very important that some ships on your team tank the shots by the enemies. And if you can do so without taking any significant damage, then it's something that's very useful for the team. And now that my guns have all turned around, I'm gonna open fire on this Izumo. And I'll also use speed boost because that enables me to dodge slightly better. And oh, that's fire. Very good. Hopefully I'll get another one, or at least that the fire would stick. Oh, and I got another one. Very good. And wow, it appears that those fires will stick on this Izum. Okay, never mind. She just used Damacon. So if I get a fire now, well, after this one, then this one should stick. Because damage control party on a Japanese battleship lasts for 10 seconds. That means that if they press the R key, for 10 seconds any fires or floodings or breaking something does not really stay on the ship. It immediately gets repaired as well. So there's New Orleans coming, but honestly New Orleans is much of a threat due to the fact that her shells are fairly slow, so I should be alright. I think the main threat is still the Izumo, although it appears this Izumo is not even firing at me. That fire should stick for a while, and I still have to keep in mind that there was a Hindenburg to the right of my ship. We can see it currently on the minimap. So, in terms of what's going on with the teams, we're actually in a pretty bad position. We have lost 3 cruisers and we haven't killed anything in return, and we don't even have a caps advantage. We do have the C cap, which I solo cap, but we don't have B or A, and we are in no real position to even try to contest one of those. So it's actually pretty bad for us, and well, our team, or my team, just is not that well positioned for any of that either. So, I'm gonna turn away again to go back. I'll keep firing on this Izuma as long as I can. The reason why I'm turning away and moving the way I am is because there's that Atago coming around the corner. I want to leave some torpedoes on this guy. Maybe they will hit, maybe they won't. I don't know for certain, but it's still better than fighting an Atago at this kind of close range as a DD, because I will definitely lose a fight like that. Okay, so I suppose we do have to push for a cap zone, so I tell my team that we need to take the B cap, and there's the Atago. Let's see if she takes any torpedoes. Come on, torpedoes. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Excellent. I didn't quite expect that torpedo to hit, but I mean, I can't really choose at this moment. I need to get all the damage and kills as I can. That's the first kill of our team, by the way. And we've also lost another ship. And we need to take the B cap. Luckily, Cyclone is going to be fairly good for the team as a whole, but it's actually not very good for me. Because it means I will have to be within 8 kilometers of fighting ships, and Soviet DDs really don't like that. Because 8 kilometers is too close to successfully dodge most salvos. At least not ones that aren't failures by the person shooting. So it's not a... So a Cyclone is not very good. Okay, Kagera appeared, so obviously have to switch targets. So basically in a Cyclone, I don't actually know what Soviet DD is supposed to do. I mean, you can use your smoke screens and have somebody else spot for you, but you can't really do the things you normally would as Soviet DD. Hopefully we can take out this Kagera, that would be excellent, and my torpedoes aren't quite up yet, so I can't torpedo this Tirpitz. Not to mention the Fletcher would be in the way anyway, so I don't think I would try to torpedo there. Come on, Kagera. Oh my god. Okay, Fletcher took out the Kagera, and well, the Fletcher now gets a very good torpedo salvo on the Tirpitz. He has to pay attention to Tirpitz torpedoes though. I also torpedoed the Tirpitz just in case, and oh my god, don't tell me the Fletcher just took torps. Yep, the Fletcher just got torpedoed by a Tirpitz. That was a pretty big mistake. We really needed all the DDs we could get at this moment, because we already have lost 6 ships and the enemy team only has lost 3. The Cyclone does mean that I can probably cap the B cap quite successfully here, because nobody should be shooting me. But it also means I can't be shooting anybody else, and I can't really go and interrupt anybody. So they were capping the C cap for a while, but for some reason the enemy DD just left. Maybe it's because one of our cruisers was closing in on the C cap and the DD just thought it's better to be safe, which I think is a good... No, never mind. The cruiser was a Chapayev, and apparently radar allowed the Chapayev to take out the gearing that was trying to cap the C cap, and that's why the gearing tried to run. So, I'm gonna try taking this cap zone, and then I have to make a decision. One, do I go for the A cap, which might be a good idea, but the problem is that we only have 5 ships. The enemy has 8 of them. And if I leave and go for the A cap, the enemy team might just come and cap the B cap again, and it's very difficult for my team to fight 4 against 8. 5 against 8 is quite a bit better odds, especially considering my current position. Although, I don't know for certain whether it's better to try and go intercept the enemies or to try and go take the A cap. I chose interception in this case because I thought that since we already have the caps lead, we should be able to fight. Oh my god, okay, this is bad. I did not expect to run into the Bismarck in this current position because of where the island to the left of my ship is. I need to start running, and I can't run quite the way I would like to. I'm gonna torpedo this Bismarck and then try to get more than 8 kilometers away from this guy. I use smokescreen to disappear for that guy because I really don't want to fight the battleship at this kind of close range. And you know, maybe my torpedoes pay off and hit her, so that would be something useful. Especially since I actually got a fire on the Bismarck, which means that she either uses Damacon or just takes a bunch of fire damage. Which she currently is taking damage from. Okay, so now it's a 4 against 5, so the odds aren't nearly as bad for us. That Chapayev in C has really been doing some work. Okay, so an enemy battleship, the Izumo, went for the B cap. Unfortunately, I don't have any torpedoes to leave for this guy, but on the bright side, I didn't get any closer to that guy. Oh, the torpedoes actually hit on the Bismarck. That's very good. That's very, very good. And luckily, I didn't get very close to the Izumo, so I just got away by, you know, just sailing slightly further. On the other hand, though, I just ran into a Neptune, so I ran from a Bismarck into an Izumo into a Neptune. I don't really know if this is an improvement, but the Neptune is showing me broadside, so I switched to AP and I tried to get as many citadels as I can, because as you can see, 6 citadel hits already, 7, 8. I think this Neptune is dead. 9 citadels and goodbye Neptune. Excellent, now I need to dodge the torpedoes. Yeah, this guy fired single torps, which is the right decision. And actually single torpedoes are quite difficult to dodge because they don't necessarily have gaps like salvo torpedoes have. Or, you know, the ones where you fire multiple at once. Okay, so it's 3 against 4. The odds are actually fairly good, but I don't have that much HP. Luckily, those Cyclones should disappear soon, so I should be able to get into decent fighting condition, because it's difficult to hit the Khabarovsk at long range, so once the Cyclone disappears, I should be alright. I fire these random torpedoes. They might hit, it's unlikely, but I mean, I might as well take the chance, because I don't really want to go and get spotted by something. I don't have enough HP to fight against a likely battleship at 8 kilometers. But we do need to take the big cap back. Oh, excellent, very good job. Very well done, Amagi. The Amagi just took out an Iowa, so now it's a 3 against 3. They have a cruiser. Unfortunately, it's a Moskva, so that's not very good for me or, well, the rest of my team. But at this point, we should try to be slightly more defensive, and maybe I can take the B cap once the Cyclone clears. Because we need to, you know, get information. I don't want to go B like my teammate said, because there was a battleship in that direction. But I do think I will start heading there soon. Because this Cyclone should disappear at some point very, very soon. I don't like the fact that... okay, so I'm spotted and it's by the radar from the Moskva. I slow down for a moment and start turning, and now I will try to just do random turns. On the bright side though, because they radared me and they can spot me, I might not be able to tell where they exactly are, but I will have quite an idea based on where the shells came from. Okay, so I know where the Moskva is, and I also know where the other battleships are, and well, the Cyclone just disappeared. So I'm gonna sit here with smoke. I know that radar is on cooldown, and I know that my friendly battleship will spot for me. Unfortunately, the Yamagi was taken out by a good salvo from the radar, so that was very well played by the Moskva and the probably Bismarck, I think. But we should be able to take out this Bismarck in return, and in that case it should be a 2 against 2. Although again, it's a Moskva, so I think the odds are in the favor of the enemy team, especially since they have the big cap, but I should still be able to take it. Now the question is, what do I do after this Bismarck goes down? Because I don't really want to fight the Moskva at close range. I don't think that's good for my team, or good for me. But we do kinda need to try to go for the B cap, and I don't know what to do. We need more information. Well, my teammate told me again to try to go for the B cap, but I don't understand what he doesn't understand there are other ships there. So, right now, basically what we need is, we need that this Tirpitz should not be aggressive. Because we can't fight straight up. They have the advantage. They have an Izumo and a Moskva against the Tirpitz. Those ships are better fighters together than a Khabarovsk plus the Tirpitz. So the Tirpitz really should not be fighting and going closer to them, but he is, and unfortunately there is nothing I can do. I told as much to my teammates, but, well, I can't really change his mind. He should have come towards me instead, and we should have tried to fight a defensive battle. Or at least the Tirpitz should have, and I could have gone and capped the B-cap meanwhile. But yeah, I think this Tirpitz is going down, and I think that's going to lead to a loss at this point. I can't really do much against Nizumo plus Moskva. Even if the Tirpitz somehow magically takes one of them out, I'm not really going to be able to take out the other one in enough time. And we kinda need both dead for that kind of a thing, because there's only 3 minutes left. At least, if our Tirpitz dies, we need both dead. So I just opened fire, and I just hope the Moskva doesn't take me out, because Moskva's railguns are fairly good at fighting these Khabarovsks and other Soviet DDs at long range. I'll just try doing as much damage as I can, because that's the only thing I can do, and I will try to stall the B-cap and maybe even take it if I can, to try to gain some more time. But still, I think what the Tirpitz is doing is a mistake. I still think that the Tirpitz should not be rushing them. Because like I've mentioned a million times, playing defensive is easier than playing aggressive. And he is being aggressive, and it's not towards an objective. The good thing is though that what he is doing is giving me spotting information, so I can fire at this Moskva. I do wish that... Okay, never mind. I wanted to say that I do wish the Tirpitz were to fire at the Moskva, and he actually is. But, you know, it's not quite enough apparently. He did take out the Izumo, which is very well done. I did not expect him to be able to do that. But I don't know if this is enough, unless he can kill the Moskva. Because if he dies from this, then it's still not very good. Because that's a Moskva, I'm not gonna be able to easily take him out, at least not with the HP I have. And well, there goes our Tirpitz. I will get the B-cap, but there's only 2 minutes left and they are at 950 points. So this is pretty bad. Because I need to be able to kill this guy, otherwise we lose the game. And I don't have the 2 minutes to do so, I have much less time, like 50 seconds. So I'll try to get closer, and once my back guns have turned, I'll start opening fire, because the problem is I need to not only do I need to deal enough damage, I need to also not take much damage, because I only have 7,000 HP. And the Moskva has railguns. Still, I think a much better decision would have been if the Tirpitz had come towards me at the C-cap, and I could have given him like smokescreen and given him spotting, and he could have shot them while I kept the B-cap or something like that. Oh well, it is what it is. This game's pretty much a loss. I did do well though. I just can't think of what I could have done better in this game to still win the game. I have 3 solo caps, I have 220,000 damage. I soloed a Neptune. I have a Witherer, High Caliber and Confederate. I even killed 2 ships while capping 3 solo bases, and yet I'm still gonna lose the game. This is terrible. What can you do, man? Sometimes your team just does not want to win. Oh well. And the enemy team just reached 1,000 points. And unfortunately I could not save the game. It is what it is. So, I got 660,000 credits, 6,665 experience. Yeah, a Witherer, a Confederate, High Caliber, 222,000 damage, 468 shell hits, 2 torpedo hits, 2 ships destroyed, 15 fires, 10 citadel hits on the Neptune, and 3 solo caps as a Khabarovsk. And I only got the base experience of 1777. That's kind of disappointing. Could have been better. If we had one though, that would have been a good 2,500. Still, 96,000 damage from fires and almost 2 million potential damage, so I did quite a bit of tanking, but unfortunately it wasn't enough. Maybe if I had had the rest of the 28 seconds that there was left in the game, maybe I could have killed the Moskva, but I think it's still unlikely. Oh well. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, then like it. If not, then dislike it. And I would like to thank the patrons on Patreon now. Thank you very much for your continued support, Quillhoth, and I hope I see you guys next time.